I just went to the store to buy some bread. The weather was nice, the morning was quiet. No one could have imagined that in 12 minutes he would be gone. The surveillance footage shows he stopped by the display, picked something off the shelf, and suddenly clutched his chest. 7 seconds later, he collapsed. That was it. The ambulance arrived quickly, but it was too late. He had a heart attack at just 68 years old. The irony is that just a day earlier he had a checkup. Blood pressure, normal. Lab results, nothing critical. He felt perfectly fine until his heart decided otherwise. Why this matters for every one of us. Every 40 seconds, someone in the world experiences a heart attack. Every 90 seconds, someone doesn't survive. And often, it's not those who have been sick for years. It's ordinary people, with grandchildren, a garden, a pension, a beloved cat, who simply didn't know that their heart was already on the edge.
The heart screams, but we don't hear it. The heart almost never gives loud signals. No pain, no fever, no red light. Only small signs that we ignore. Fatigue after a normal walk, frequent waking up at night, slight dizziness, a strange heaviness in the chest, weakness in the arms. None of them are reasons to call an ambulance, but they are reasons to pause and listen, because this is exactly how a silent heart attack begins, the most insidious kind. Why nutrition matters more than pills. Doctors increasingly say food saves more lives than pills. That doesn't mean medicine isn't important, but it treats the consequences. Food treats the causes. And one particular fruit, which we'll talk about shortly, has become the hero of many medical studies. It won't cure a heart attack, but it might prevent it. What happens in the heart before a heart attack? Inside us are thousands of blood vessels, like tubes through which blood delivers oxygen to all organs. When a person eats too much salty, fatty, or sugary food, plaque builds up on the vessel walls, like dirt in a pipe. Gradually, the vessel narrows. Blood flows worse and worse. The heart starts working under stress, and then gives out. The scariest part is the silence. Most people feel no pain. A heart attack often begins during sleep or while resting. It's like a switch flipping, suddenly, and the only thing that could have changed everything is what you ate yesterday, the day before, and all the weeks before that. A simple fruit that can do more than you think. For years, doctors debated, can fruits truly protect the heart? Today the answer is clear, yes. One fruit stands out. It reduces inflammation, strengthens blood vessels, thins the blood, improves blood pressure, and, yes, reduces the risk of heart attack by nearly a third. You definitely know it. You've seen it at the market. It might even be in your fridge right now. Fruits versus heart attacks. What do doctors say? They laughed when the doctor said, "Eat fruit and forget about heart attacks." Is this a joke? That's exactly how pensioner Nikolai reacted when the cardiologist advised him to eat a specific fruit every day. "I thought you'd give me pills. And you're talking about food." A year passed. Nikolai not only lost weight, but couldn't even remember the last time he had blood pressure spikes. Most importantly, his latest checkup showed his blood vessels were cleaner than a 40-year-old's. Science has already proven fruits are medicine. Major studies from Harvard, Oxford, the University of Tokyo, and dozens of medical institutions say the same thing. People who eat certain fruits daily have a 27 to 32% lower risk of heart attack. Those who eat them less than once a week are 18% more likely to end up in intensive care. This is no longer a myth, it's statistics. Why fruits specifically? Because they contain things that even vitamin pills don't. Potassium lowers blood pressure. Magnesium regulates heart rhythm. Flavonoids protect blood vessels. Fiber cleans blood from bad cholesterol. Antioxidants reduce inflammation that triggers heart attacks. And most importantly, they work together, not separately. What happens to your heart when you eat a fruit every day? Blood pressure becomes gentler. Pulse steadier. veins and arteries, more elastic, blood flows more freely. Risk of clots goes down. After 7 to 10 days, you notice it's easier to climb stairs. After a month, shortness of breath disappears. After 3 months, cholesterol levels drop. Top 5 fruits for the heart. Cardiologist's opinion. Here's a list often recommended by doctors to people 50 plus. Banana, rich in potassium, regulates pressure. Avocado, healthy fats plus magnesium, technically not a fruit, but works great. Apple, fiber plus antioxidants. Pomegranate, best for cleansing vessels. Kiwi, folic acid plus magnesium plus vitamin C. But one of them stands out especially, and that's exactly what we'll talk about next. And here it is, the fruit that protects the heart best of all: pomegranate. It's not called the heart fruit for nothing. It combines antioxidants, 3x more than green tea, potassium and polyphenols, natural nitrates, expand blood vessels, a pressure-lowering effect comparable to mild medications. It improves blood flow, reduces inflammation, and even helps dissolve old plaques on vessel walls. What research says? University of California study. People who drank 50 ml of pomegranate juice daily lowered their systolic blood pressure by 12 points in just 2 weeks. British Cardiology Society. Daily intake of pomegranate improves artery flexibility in elderly people. In Iran, 100 men aged 50 plus were observed. After 3 months of regular pomegranate consumption, their levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation linked to heart attacks, went down. But what about sugar? One of the common questions is, what about fructose? Isn't sugar harmful? It's important to understand. It's not the sugar in fruits that's harmful, but its excess in processed products. Pomegranate contains natural sugars that are bundled with fiber, micronutrients, and antioxidants. These sugars are absorbed slowly. They don't overload the pancreas and don't cause blood sugar spikes if you eat in moderation. How to eat it right, not more, but regularly. Half a pomegranate a day is enough, or 100 milliliters of freshly squeezed juice without sugar and preservatives. You can add it to porridge, salads, or cottage cheese. The main thing is to do it daily, not sometimes on holidays. Irina's story, 61 years old. I thought it was already over. My heart was beating like crazy. I woke up at night, as if someone was squeezing my chest. My blood pressure was jumping from 110 to 160. I was already preparing for a heart attack. Then a neighbor told me about pomegranate. I started eating half a fruit in the morning. After a week, I already felt better. After a month, I felt 10 years younger. The cardiologist just smiled. Well, now you're listening to me. Why it's all about regularity. The heart is like an engine. It needs constant fuel, not fuel according to mood. Pomegranate and other fruits don't act instantly, but they strengthen what leads to heart attacks every day. Blood vessels, blood pressure, rhythm, blood. How to know if the fruit is working? Signs that your diet is helping your heart. You get less tired after walking. Blood pressure is more stable. Your sleep improves. The feeling of inner tremor disappears. Chest pain after stress goes away. If you notice any of these, you're already on the right track. What to add to pomegranate to enhance the effect? To enhance the anti-heart attack effect, add the following to your diet. A handful of walnuts, omega-3. A tablespoon of olive oil, antioxidants. Half a cup of yogurt or kefir. For better absorption of micronutrients, a little dark chocolate, flavonoids. This way, you'll create a whole army against heart attacks. With food. If you're already on medication, fruits are not contraindicated. Many think, I take pills. I can't eat such products. In fact, doctors recommend adding fruits to reduce the load on the body and gradually stabilize blood pressure. Important: if you have serious diagnoses, consult your doctor. Contraindications: who should be careful? Be careful with pomegranate if you have acute gastritis, stomach ulcers, allergy to the fruit, diabetes. Only after consulting with a doctor. But in most cases, in reasonable amounts, it's safe. Conclusion: pomegranate is not just a fruit. It's a shield for the heart. It won't replace a doctor, but it can become an ally that lowers blood pressure, cleanses the blood vessels, reduces the risk of heart attacks, gives energy and vitality. Start small, and you'll see how your well-being changes. This fruit has saved thousands of lives. Stories that are hard to believe. Vladimir was 63. He considered himself strong, running to his summer house, repairing fences, rarely complaining. But at one point, everything changed. Heart attack. At the summer house, in front of his grandson. He survived. And the first thing he asked the doctor was, "Why? I was fine." The doctor shrugged. At first glance, yes, but inside your heart had been asking for help for a long time. After 3 months of recovery, Vladimir made a promise to himself. Every morning, this fruit, without exceptions. 5 years passed. No attacks. Blood pressure stable. He's running to his summer house again, but now with his granddaughter. What happens to the heart after a heart attack? After a heart attack, the heart is like an injured soldier. It needs recovery. Blood vessels are narrowed, circulation is impaired, tissues are damaged. And this is where the right foods play a key role. They help restore elasticity of the blood vessels, normal rhythm, metabolism, oxygen levels in the blood. And one fruit is the champion in this. Maria Pavlovna, 67 years old, retired, widow, living alone. A year ago, she started having pressure spikes, 150, 170, 180. The pills didn't help, and the side effects only worsened her condition. Dizziness, weakness, insomnia. One day, she saw a video about heart-healthy fruits. She thought, what do I have to lose? She started small. Pomegranate in the morning, porridge an hour later, a walk in the afternoon. After 2 weeks, her blood pressure dropped to 135/85. After a month, 125/80. At her checkup, the doctor looked at the results and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." Maria no longer takes pills. She just lives, fully. Why pomegranate works like a gentle medicine. It works on all sides of the problem. Improves circulation, relaxes the blood vessel walls, reduces inflammation, reduces blood viscosity. And all of this, without chemicals, no side effects, no addiction. It simply helps the body work the way nature intended. Story number 3. My son convinced me. I thought it was nonsense. Anatoly, 71 years old, former truck driver, at heart a skeptic. All this talk about nutrition is nonsense. The main thing is pills and not getting stressed. His son sent him an article. Pomegranate reduces the risk of heart attack. He didn't believe it, but his son insisted, "Dad, just eat half a day. For my sake." He started, without much enthusiasm. After a week, he started sleeping better. After 2 weeks, he noticed it was easier to breathe while walking. After a month, he reduced his medication dose. Today, he says, "I thought it was all nonsense, but it turned out I just lacked food that heals." What happens inside the body when you eat pomegranate every day? Inside the blood vessels, inflammation decreases. It becomes easier to pump blood. Spasms in small arteries disappear. Cholesterol starts to decrease. Blood sugar stabilizes. Blood becomes softer. Less risk of clots. And all this not in a year. The first changes can be felt in 7 to 10 days. Story number 4. My husband didn't believe it until he saw the ECG. Svetlana, 59 years old, is caring for her husband after a microinfarction. She started adding pomegranate to his diet, without going overboard. Just a little bit, in salad, with porridge, in juice. After a month, they did an ECG. The doctor was surprised. The condition has improved. The blood vessels have become more stable. Her husband didn't believe it. He thought it was a mistake. They did it again. Everything was confirmed. Now he eats pomegranate every day. And once he even reminded her, "You didn't put my fruit today." What do cardiologists say? Dr. Catherine Howe, UK. Pomegranate is one of the most powerful foods for blood vessels. It gently but steadily reduces inflammation and supports the heart. Professor Yuri Belyakov, Russia. For people aged 60 plus, I recommend 2 to 3 fruits. Pomegranate is at the top. The effect is not instant, but stable. Lancet Study, 2022. Regular pomegranate consumption reduces the risk of heart complications by 30% in at-risk groups, people aged 55 to 75 with hypertension. What do people feel when the effect kicks in? The mind becomes clearer. Fewer blood pressure fluctuations. It's easier to get up in the mornings. Less fatigue after walks. The inner tension disappears. It's not a miracle. It's the normal state the body returns to when it gets the right elements. How to know if you need this right now? Ask yourself 5 questions. Do you often feel tired without reason? Do you feel heaviness or pain in your chest when you're anxious? Do you experience blood pressure fluctuations, especially in the mornings? Have you ever had dizziness? Are there any heart diseases in your family history? If you answer yes to at least 2 questions, pomegranate could become your shield. What else helps besides the fruit? Warm morning water starts blood circulation. Light stretching relieves vascular spasms. 10 to 15-minute walks train the heart. Reducing salt and sugar reduces the load. Regular sleep restores the nervous system. But pomegranate, it's like the start button. It triggers everything else. A simple formula for the heart. Morning, half a pomegranate plus oatmeal with nuts. Lunch, salad with avocado and lemon. Evening, light food without salt and sugar. Walk, 15 minutes at any time. Water, 5 to 6 glasses a day. This is not a diet, it's a system that gives the body what it expects. What to do if you don't like pomegranate? You can replace or alternate with black currants, antioxidants, kiwi, magnesium and vitamin C, apples with skin, pectins, beetroot juice, dilates blood vessels. But pomegranate is the leader in terms of nutrient concentration. Even a couple of tablespoons of juice are already beneficial. Motivation. Why do all this? Not for a diet, not for fashion, for life. So you can walk with your grandchildren, so you're not afraid of falling, so you can wake up with a smile in the morning, so you won't spend years in hospitals, so you can live easily, and it all starts with one fruit. Conclusion. Each story in this section is real. Ordinary people with similar problems. They weren't waiting for a miracle. They just started. And today, they have stable blood pressure, clean blood vessels, healthy heart, and the desire to live, not just survive. He ate right, but his heart still gave up. Sergey, 64 years old. He took care of his health, didn't smoke, walked a lot, even took vitamins. But one day, a sharp pain in the chest, cold sweat, an ambulance. Diagnosis: heart attack. "I was doing everything right," he told the doctor. And the doctor replied, "You were killing your heart every day. You just didn't know it." The most dangerous enemies of the heart are in your plate. A heart attack rarely comes out of the blue. It builds up over the years, and most often because of what we eat. Too salty, too sweet, too fried, too many preservatives, too little water every day, just a little. But together, like a slow-motion bomb. Product number 1. Salt, the silent killer of blood pressure. Salt is not poison, but its excess is one of the main causes of hypertension, and high blood pressure is a direct path to a heart attack. Salt retains water, swelling, it narrows blood vessels, pressure rises, disrupts the balance of potassium and magnesium. The heart works in overload. Especially dangerous is hidden salt in sausages, bread, cheeses, and ready-made foods. Product number 2. Sugar, the sticky enemy of blood vessels. Sugar destroys the walls of blood vessels, makes them brittle, and causes inflammation. And when it combines with fats, cookies, cakes, chocolates, it creates an explosive cocktail for the heart. Every extra gram of sugar is microcracks in blood vessels, overloading the pancreas, inflammation of the vascular wall. Product number 3. Fried food, inflammation on your plate. Fried food in oil issues trans fats equals inflammation, and chronic inflammation is one of the triggers for heart attacks. Gradually, rust appears in the blood vessels, plaques that narrow the lumen, hinder blood flow, and eventually provoke clots. A favorite cutlet could cost you your life, if eaten every day. Product number 4. Coffee on an empty stomach. Coffee itself is not the enemy, but at the wrong time, it removes the protection from blood vessels, causes sharp spikes in blood pressure, washes away magnesium and calcium, irritates the adrenal glands, hormonal stress. Drinking strong coffee in the morning on an empty stomach, the heart panics from the first sip. Product number 5. Alcohol, the enemy disguised as relaxation. A small glass of wine to relax. Isn't that scary? Actually, alcohol dilates blood vessels sharply, and then constricts them, disrupts the heart rhythm, increases blood pressure, kills beneficial gut flora, which is responsible for vitamin and mineral absorption, which means, even with fruits and proper food, the effect burns out. Why pomegranate works against pomegranate is one of the few foods that not only nourishes the heart, but also neutralizes the effects of bad food, reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, lowers C-reactive protein levels, a major marker of heart inflammation, restores the elasticity of blood vessels. It acts like an antidote against the culinary harm accumulated over the years. Story: I used to eat fried food and didn't believe in food as medicine until I fainted.
The information provided in this video is for informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and does not encourage any actions. Before making any changes to your diet, routine, or treatment, please consult with a doctor or healthcare professional. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps support the growth of the channel and allows us to share more valuable content with you. Now, let's continue watching.
Nina Vasilyevna, 62 years old. She fainted in the kitchen. Blood pressure, 190. Ambulance, hospital. Nearly had a heart attack. The cardiologist asked, "What do you eat?" Well, like everyone else, scrambled eggs, potatoes, fried meat. Now she starts her mornings with pomegranate, porridge, and water. 8 months later, stable blood pressure, weight loss, and her heart works steadily. What steals the effect even from healthy food? Even if you eat pomegranate, vegetables, and fruits, there are foods that block the absorption of benefits. Tea with milk interferes with iron absorption. Coffee after meals interferes with magnesium absorption. Alcohol depletes B12. Fried food disrupts gut microbiota. Too cold food slows down digestion in the elderly. Simple anti-habits that help. Here's how to help your heart starting tomorrow. Drink warm water in the morning. Add pomegranate to breakfast or lunch. Limit salt and sugar. Don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Take 3 walks of 10 minutes a day. Sleep at least 7 hours. It's not a feat, it's care. Why it's important not just to eat, but to eat regularly and correctly. The body doesn't remember one day of healthy eating. It works on a system. Each day is a brick. If you miss one, the house becomes fragile again. A fruit once a month is no salvation. A fruit every day is protection. Conclusion. You don't have to be perfect, but you can become the protector of your own heart. Every time you refuse harmful food, choose pomegranate, move a little, sleep soundly, you reduce the risk of a heart attack, not by 100%, but maybe by that fraction that will save your life. Ludmila, 71 years old. I used to wake up thinking, how will I survive the day? Chest pains, panic in the mornings, blood pressure swinging, 180, then 100. Every morning felt like a lottery. Will I survive or not? But everything changed when she saw a video that said, "Your heart loves routine. It fears sharp movements." She decided to try, stand up differently, start the morning right. 4 months later, she wakes up with a smile and knows she holds her heart in her hands. Morning really does decide everything. Literally, when you wake up, your heart wakes up with you. At that moment, blood pressure spikes, hormones activate, blood vessels are still constricted from sleep. Blood is thicker than during the day. If you jump out of bed, drink coffee, and rush, your heart may not handle it. But if you act correctly, you extend your life. Step 1. Warm water with lemon. Right after waking up, a glass of warm water, not hot, with 2-3 drops of lemon juice. This thins the blood, activates the liver, lowers cortisol, stress hormone levels, helps kidneys remove excess salt, prepares the digestive system for food. It's the simplest protection for your blood vessels, and your heart feels it within 5 minutes. Step 2. Light exercise in bed. Without getting up, rotate your feet 10 times in each direction. Bring knees to your chest, one at a time. Do a light bicycle. 10 rotations. Deep breathing 3 times. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. This activates blood circulation, improves blood flow from your legs to the heart, and reduces the risk of blood pressure spikes. Step 3. Heart-friendly breakfast. What you should not have: coffee with a sandwich, sugary porridge, fried food, white bread. What you should have: porridge with water or milk and a spoonful of seeds, half a pomegranate or juice, natural, nuts, walnuts, almonds, egg or cottage cheese, herbal tau tea instead of coffee. This is the ideal heart cocktail: potassium, magnesium, antioxidants, protein, and fiber. Why pomegranate in the morning? In the morning, blood is especially thick, and pomegranate reduces viscosity, activates anti-inflammatory effects, cleanses the vessels from nighttime stagnation, provides smooth, steady energy without spikes, and most importantly, it prepares your body for the day's load. Step 4. Morning walk, 10 to 15 minutes of walking immediately after eating or after an hour. This stimulates the lymphatic system, normalizes heart rhythm, helps absorb trace elements, lowers morning cortisol levels. If the weather is bad, just walk around the room slowly, breathing deeply. The main thing is movement. Step 5. Mindfulness and breathing. 5 minutes of silence. Close your eyes. Inhale. 4 seconds. Exhale. 6. Focus on your breathing and inner calmness. The brain sends a signal to the body. There is no danger. The heart switches to an economical, healthy mode. Blood pressure normalizes, and you enter the day without anxiety. Morning routine in one checklist. Wake up. Don't jump out of bed. Glass of warm water with lemon. Exercises while lying down. Breakfast with pomegranate. 10 minutes of movement. calm breathing, and focus. It takes just 20 minutes, but those 20 minutes can give you an additional 20 years of life. What to do if you have no energy? If you feel apathetic in the morning and don't want to move, it's not laziness. It's heart fatigue. At such moments, it's especially important to give your heart what it asks for: water, calmness, nutrition, and breathing. How to restore energy in just 7 days. Remove coffee in the morning. Add pomegranate and oatmeal. Go to bed by 11 p.m. Wake up without a phone, but with breathing. Exercises in bed are mandatory. Drink water every 2 hours, 100 ml. After a week, you'll feel your body is different, more alive. Morning ritual and versus pills. Pills remove symptoms. A ritual changes the system itself. When you help your blood vessels, nourish your heart, remove anxiety. Pills are no longer necessary, or at least in smaller doses. What does the doctor say? I prescribed medication for 20 years until I realized if the patient eats properly, moves in the morning, and breathes, pills are simply unnecessary. But if they lie down, get nervous, and drink coffee, pills won't help. Dr. S. Orloff, cardiologist. The morning that saves. Many think, what's the difference? It's just breakfast. But at this time, the heart is especially vulnerable, and at this time, you can help it.
Conclusion? You don't need to change your whole life. You just need to change the first 20 minutes of your morning. Glass of water, half a pomegranate, light exercises, silence and breathing, walk. That's it. The heart got what it needs. And you got the day. And that means you got life.